Welcome to Dino Bytes. This is the Lizard I am, and today I'm going to be teaching you a little bit more about dyes. Now, when the game originally launched, the dyes that were available were red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, brown, black, and white. The first dye that we're going to make today is the red dye. In order to make red dye, you're going to need 15 tinto berries, or tinto berries, depending on where you're from in the world, and a water skin with 2 charcoal. Now, as with any dye, you want to make sure that you have the 2 charcoal in there and the water skin, and make sure when you're making dyes that you don't put more than 1 water skin in there. The second dye that we're going to be making today is orange. In order to make orange dye, you're going to need 9 amar berries, 9 tinto berries, and 2 charcoal with a water skin. And there we have our orange dye. The next color is yellow. For yellow dye, you're going to need 15 amar berries and 2 charcoal. Put in our water, and there we have our yellow dye. In order to make green dye, we're going to need 9 amar berries, 9 azul berries, and 2 charcoal with a water skin. Now, when you're cooking these, make sure that you have more than enough berries available, because the decay timer, if you put exactly the right amount in there, sometimes is going to cut you off and you're not going to be able to produce stuff, and you're going to have to end up running back and forth trying to put in the right amount. It's just easier to make your peace with losing stuff in the game. It's going to happen. Alright, now the next dye that we're going to make is blue, my personal favorite color. In order to make blue dye, you're going to need 15 azul berry and 2 charcoal with a watering skin. That is super useful to have everything easily accessible, and so you don't have to move around too much when you're cooking. So I can go and put all of my things into here and then take them all back out without ever having to take a step. And there we have our blue dye. Purple coloring requires 9 azul berry and 9 tinto berry with 2 charcoal. And there's our purple coloring. Now, brown coloring is a little bit different. It requires 3 different kinds of berries, which is 6 amar berries, 3 azul berries, and 9 tinto berries. Especially when you're doing this recipe, you want to make sure that you only use 1 water skin, because if you use multiple water skins, I will show you what happens. You're going to end up making multiple dyes, and that's not what you want, especially in the beginning when you don't have very many berries, or a quick way to gather those berries. So we end up with 5 brown dye, 5 purple dye, 5 green dye, 5 orange dye. So make sure you always stick to the 1 water skin, unless you want a bunch of different random colors, then it doesn't make a difference. The next kind of dye that we're going to be making is black coloring. Black dye is made with 15 narco berries, 2 charcoal, and a water skin. White coloring is made with 15 stem berries, 2 charcoal, and a water skin. There's the white coloring. And now we will go over the 187 dyes. The 187 dyes give us pink coloring, tangerine, tan, parchment, forest, royalty, silver, and sky. Let's start out with the pink coloring. You're going to need 12 tinto berries and 6 stem berries. Now, every single one of these recipes is also going to require a gunpowder and a water skin. And there we have our pink dye. The second recipe that we're going to do is tangerine. For tangerine, you're going to need 7 Amar berries, 7 Tinto berries, and 4 Narco berries. There's our tangerine coloring. The third color we're going to do is tan coloring. You will need 4 Amar berries, 1 Azul berry, 7 Tinto berries, and 6 stem berries for this recipe. There's our tan coloring. The fourth coloring is parchment coloring. For parchment coloring, you're going to need 12 Amar berries and 6 stem berries. There's our parchment coloring. And just so you guys know, you're not going to need the charcoal for this recipe. All you need is the gunpowder. And the fifth color we're going to do is forest coloring. You're going to need 7 Amar berries, 7 Azul berries, and 4 Narco berries. There's our forest coloring. The sixth one is royalty coloring. In order to make royalty, you're going to need 7 Azul berries, 7 Tinto berries, and 4 Narco berries. There's our royalty coloring. The seventh and second to last coloring we're going to make is silver. To make silver coloring, you're going to need 6 Narco berries and 12 stem berries. There's our silver coloring. The eighth and final coloring that we have today is sky coloring. To make sky coloring, you're going to need 12 Azul berries and 6 stem berries. And there's our sky coloring. Now that we've made a bunch of these dyes, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to use them. You can go ahead and use any of the dyes that you want by clicking and dragging them onto the appropriate item that you wish to dye. The first thing that I'm going to dye is the saddle. I guess this will do. The second way to dye something is your armor. All of the armors in the game have the ability to be dyed. So if for whatever reason I decide that I really like pink, which won't ever happen, I can go ahead and start dyeing pieces of my armor pink. Now here's how my character looks with the pink dye. I'm hideous, fix me. The next thing that you can dye in the game are items that you place, such as signs, chests, walls, floors, the list goes on really. Let's say I've decided that I want this box to be royal. It is a royal box. You're gonna put it on your paintbrush, whack the chest, and we can dye it, different sections of it, whatever color we want. So this is what the chest looks like. Purple! It is now a royal box. You can also dye the side parts a different color. Let's try sky. Alright, whack the box again. Dye item, and there we get a royal purple skybox. You can also dye signs. You can see the sky color has a little bit of a blue variation in it, so it's not a solid white or a solid blue. Quite nice. I like it. Thank you for watching Dino Bytes. Have a great day!